I'm out here walking with the little ones, and I feel inspired to make a video talking about the fact that I got clean at the age of 20 years old off of drugs. I don't always talk about that now because I've been clean for 14 plus years. I'm 34 years old. It's not something that I lead with when talking to people, but it's also not something that I'm secretive about. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of people out there right now dying from addiction. Still to this day, it's only gotten worse. Everything is crazy right now. I was a 20-year-old kid, couldn't stop using drugs. I stopped. I got involved with recovery. I learned how to stay stopped. I learned how to take it a day at a time, and I got into fitness, and I got into working out, ultra marathon running. I ran a couple 100-mile races, and now I do my best to lead a life that we're going home to mama. You want mama? Yeah. All right, we go home to mama. Now I do my best to lead a life where I inspire others that they don't need a substance in order to feel like they're whole. I thought you want to go home to mama. You want to see the ducks or go home to mama? Ducks? All right, ducks. If you're out there and you're thinking that you need to use a substance in order to be confident or feel whole or feel secure, let's go see the ducks. Huh? I could never imagine putting this little kid through anything but greatness and happiness and joy. That smile is better than any drug I've ever done. Bye-bye, ducks. Say bye. Bye, ducks. What do ducks say? Quack? Quack, quack. So if you're out there and you're just trying to piece it all together and figure it out, just know that like other people have walked through the path that you've walked through already. You don't have to go through it alone. That was the main important thing when I got down. I'm from New York. I came to South Florida. I came down here and I humbled myself like you could never, not even humble. I completely surrendered to something. I completely surrendered to the idea that I needed help. And I came down to South Florida from New York. I got some help and I started listening to people and I started doing things a little bit differently, actually very differently. And I cleaned myself up and I just, and I wasn't as far gone as a lot of people, but that doesn't make a difference. Like I had a problem. My problem was with myself. It was a spiritual problem and it was based in self-centeredness and obsessiveness and compulsive actions. And that could still happen nowadays, but I was using drugs against my will. A lot of people think it isn't a disease and that it's just a choice, and they shame addicts. And I understand that, man. Addicts do not do the most society benefiting behaviors. But the truth of the matter is that an addict is suffering from a disease where you could say they have a choice, but the choice is this: to pick up the first one. Once an addict picks up the first, whatever it is, the choice is no longer theirs. And I know that sounds like a cop-out, but I'm not using a cop-out. I've been clean for 14 years. You don't get to tell me that I'm using a cop-out. Why would I do that for other people? Why would I cop out for them when I've been living this way, even when a lot of my friends are dead? It's not a cop-out. The truth is, an addict has no control once they put the first one inside their body. So if you're out there and you're struggling, you got to figure out a way to get stopped, stay stopped for enough time that the first one becomes a choice. Because once you break the cycle, the obsession lifts and you don't have to do it anymore. Oh, yo, these ducks are fucking... I never seen a duck fly up on me like that. Luciano, we almost had duck for dinner. Shit. Anyways, I don't know. Just thoughts while I'm with my kid.